happened to Model Man Boy and Dr. Not So Smart?
Gone.
And the hot rabbi. And the hot rabbi's hot cousin.
Cut him loose.
You cleared the whole roster.
I cleared the bench.
Yeah, ladies, don't have a roster. The more guys you run through, the higher the chances you'll never find somebody to stick it out with. Find somebody who's decent, who treats you right, and go through the thick and thin with them. You're never going to find the perfect guy because you're not the perfect woman. Nobody's perfect. It's time to settle, ladies.
So, what do you do for work? Do you like it? Do you like it? How many siblings do you have? Oh, you have a lot. You have a lot. That's fucking ridiculous.
By the time you get this jaded, it's time to just take a dating break. Get some therapy, reset, find out why you can't hold on to somebody, and then come back to the dating market after that's been fixed.
I'm living my nightmare. It is a monster. It's in my head.
Okay, you've been dating so long, everything gives you the ick. Just stop. Just give up. Something's not going right. Everybody wasn't meant to have a partner. Maybe you should just focus on something else. Get a hobby, learn how to drive a CDL truck or something.
You ever meet somebody and wonder why they're single? Cut to a week later, you find out why they're single. Rinse and repeat. That's basically dating in your 40s. We all single for a reason, guys.
Bingo.
At least she's honest, A lot of people will come on here and talk about how there's pee in the dating pool, but they won't acknowledge that they're also the pee in the dating pool. They are the urine in it as well. I like that she can admit that.
The guy I'm out with is actually younger than I thought he was. He's 26. Anyway, he's across the street right now getting me pizza. So, it's not a total loss.
Right.
Well, yeah, I guess you gotta take what you can get when you're dating in your 40s. It's not so bad, he can keep you young. The hard part is getting them to stay around after bedroom fun. Bars.
A young lady that I follow, and she did a really good video about dating after 40. And I'm upset because TikTok, for the life of me, will not let me stitch that video, but it's a really good conversation. And I'm gonna shout her out probably in the comments or tag her because y'all can go and watch her video. So essentially, she's saying dating past 40 is extremely hard, which it is. And her thing is, do people over 40 find it easier to spin the block and go back to an old love or a past flame than it is to meet someone new and learn that person from scratch all over again? She's not a private person, and she's like, when I meet a man or I'm dating a man, I want them to know all of me. And she was just saying that's a lot for a new person, but it's relatively easier when you're dealing with someone from your past. I really used to look at it the same way, but now I just understand that life is life. And whether or not you get someone old or someone new as time passes by, you got somebody that got 40 years of life over here from your past and someone with 40 years of life that doesn't know you. Essentially, it's all the same in my mind because we all go through a myriad of experiences and life is very complex. And at any given time, during any given season, life is going to throw you a curveball. And you can never prepare for what that is unless there's been a relatively short time or a short window since that past person has been around you or been with you. They could be a completely different person, even though they're technically familiar to you and they feel safe to you. Because as all these experiences happen, so you have people that have gotten married and then divorced. They've had children. They've lost children. Maybe they've lost parents or a parent, a sibling. The failures, the successes, the careers, the layoffs, the financial woes, the credit issues. We have all this shit going on in the background. But when people see us, they don't see the complexity of that. And depending on how a person is equipped to deal with that shit is just a whole nother layer of what you get when they come back around. So I'm speaking for people that have been maybe away longer than just, 6 months, a year and a half. Once some years start passing by, life is happening to everybody on both ends or on all three ends. So you're constantly evolving into new versions of you and what you believe and what you perceive to view life as. And I'm not trying to make this too complicated. Even though I'm familiar with something, I have to be realistic and know that's not the same person that I left. Like, I'm familiar with them. I may be familiar with their body and some of the, nuances that they have, but anything that's going on up here and in here can completely change the dynamics of what you thought you once had with that person. And it's like dealing with a complete stranger.
Look, I can't take anymore, but my advice would be this to the people in general: hold on to relationships, and make it work through the thick and thin. Because the older you get, the harder it's going to be to find a relationship worth being in. So don't throw away a relationship the first sign of trouble.